the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. Please don't do something stupid. I considered going to her house and waking her up, but I decided that's a little too much. The banner Yuri and I have painted is dry. I gently roll it up and take it with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. Chrissy, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again, that dummy. You'd think on days this important she'd try a little harder. I say that, but suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. Yeah, that was a bit harsh, dude. And I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly as simple for her. Maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. You should take a little responsibility for her, Chrissy. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that. Of course I do. I'm the club president after all, but... I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? Geez, you don't know the full story at all, so... Don't worry, I probably know a lot more than you think. That's kind of creepy. Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt chilled on my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed out on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one that she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before.
I'm in danger!
Sayori's a little obsessive, I believe, at this point. Oh, okay. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But this poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. What's wrong? I changed my mind. I'm going to go get Sayori, so, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls out after me. I quicken my pace. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori! Wake up, dummy! There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. I feel things are coming! But she leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. No! What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. Where are her parents? There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal until a few days ago. And that's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best, that everything will be okay. Then, why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Turning down her confession, that has to be what pushed her over the edge. Pandering to someone who you don't feel the same way about is not a good thing to do. Then I could have prevented this. I knew I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club, screw the festival. I just lost my best friend, someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. Well, it is. I only had one chance, but I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. Are you going to let me take it back or what? Oh no. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is... Oh, this is all wrong! It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friends walking in friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone! I always tell myself it's about time I meet some new girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Monica! In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club! Literature, that sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. No more poetry, please. Hey, Chrissy. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favour? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sounds a bit creepy. Sure, I guess I could check it out. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, but being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Huh? A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognise. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet both of you. Yeah, I ran into Chrissy in a classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry, I didn't forget, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down? Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Look at the poster in the back. Oh my god, I didn't see the poster in the back! Okay everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Chrissy, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Oh, is it time to make more crappy poetry? With that I depart the club room and make my way home. I don't know. Do I wanna? Okay. Nothing bad happened. Hi again. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. Oh, the poster's still there. I was the last to come in, so everybody else is already hanging out. Her face was fucked! Thanks for keeping your promise. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Thanks, Monica, you're in front of the text box. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read. I think my favourite part is coming now. Oh, God. It's almost like she wasn't talking to you in the game. Well... The room is tilting! I am not noticing things. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked up a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everything is... Oh, the room's back to normal. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about a religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison, and the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, Because the world is full of horrible people, but all worthless anyway. That's weird. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologise. I haven't lost interest or anything. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly what? It's a literature club, after all. Ah, well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the side of the book. That way, I turn a page, and Yuri slides it under her thumb as it flips to the side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled so even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. Yuri's being a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest, as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Chrissy, did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? No, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing! Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Huh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd just get started without her. Is that okay? Is she gonna come back? It's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little bit blunt. Well, excuse me, it's not like I said it was bad. It doesn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Yeah, I told you you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. Monica! Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Great job. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is totally detached from reality. Sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so I don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back! Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologise. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. What do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Who should I show my poem to you now? Well, Yuri's back now, so now we have to do this. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something that's easy to digest, I suppose. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room that was a little more stressful than I anticipated. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. The picture's back! I just saw the picture is back! The poster Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Is this when they have their little bitch fit? Oh, you two need to calm down. And last time Sayori came in and kind of dissipated the situation. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Chrissy started showing up. Bitch fight! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. No, now Sayori's not here. They're actually going at it. Oh! If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. But be careful, you might cut yourself on the edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? Let Chrissy hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me as if she noticed I'm standing here. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I get back? I didn't know what to do! So, I'm going to pick Yuri. You're not allowed! It'll only let you pick Natsuki. Monica, you crazy bitch! Hey, why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay?